What's up? So a few weeks ago, your boy dropped a video right here on YouTube and it was about my favorite wrestling games of all time, and it was so fun going back and just reminiscing about the special games that hold a very special place in my heart. Yes, even you attitude. And as fun as it is to go back and think of the good times, sometimes you just want to go back and think of the times where you were depressed, angry, and honestly just sad. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a feeling that I know all too well with wrestling video games. Honestly, just video games in general. There is no worse feeling, especially back in the day before the internet, than buying a video game that ends up being bad. See, once upon a time before I had access to reviews or anything like that, I just went in the store, looked at a game, and if I thought it looked cool, I ended up buying it. And so many times it ended up being bad. Your hard-earned allowance down the drain. Your parents' hard-earned money down the drain. You know how sad it was when my dad would ask me, "Son, how's the game? You like it?" I just look at him like, "Yeah, Dad, of course." But in reality, I had already stopped playing it. And how could you ever forget the pain of going to GameStop, trading in a game, and the game you end up getting is so bad that you missed the one you traded in the first place? And obviously the same can be said for wrestling games. As amazing as it was to take home SmackDown vs. Raw 06, there are still some wrestling games that every time I see them or hear them, I still get pissed off. So I want to give them some shine, some love, and honestly just let it out. 15 plus years of anger, just let it out. But for real, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Pav, aka WrestlinGifs, and these are my personal least favorite wrestling games of all time. This one is going to be rough. But before that, just a special word from the sponsor of today's video. As we all know, it is really hard to find a good mobile game nowadays, but I've got you covered on that. Recently, I started playing Hero Wars. This is an online role-playing action game with a variety of PvP and PvE modes. Here, I can fight against powerful bosses and experience the story. The campaign style is honestly great. It feels like a classic fantasy game, and while completing missions, I can collect loot and upgrade my champions. And that's the cool part. This game has more than 50 unique heroes, and each one has unique abilities. So in this game, combine and assemble different teams to battle in the arena or traverse the endless tower, but the main party happens online. You can create guilds, fight with other players, and constantly rise in the rank. Join the game now and get a super chest with a secret hero as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Hero Wars is available on mobile devices and also runs in web browser. Scan the special QR code or download the game from the link in the description, and I'll see you in the game. But now, on to today's video. First up, Wrestlemania 21. I have never owned this game. I have never had the privilege of having this game enter my house, and thank God that's never gonna happen. I never even owned an original Xbox, yet I still despise this game. In 2005, the video games for wrestling, as we all know, were fire. They were special. Whether it was GameCube or PS2, you couldn't go wrong, unless you were an Xbox kid, which if you were, I'm sorry. But back in 05, I had one friend who only owned an Xbox, and every time he would come to my house, we would have so much fun playing SVR on the PS2, playing Here Comes the Pain. But every time we would chill at his house, we were kind of sad we never had the same fun wrestling game to play on his Xbox. Yeah, we had Raw 2, which was okay, but it wasn't touching Here Comes the Pain or SVR. Then one day, I basically ruined this kid's life for a few months. I was looking through a flyer, and one day I came across the Walmart flyer and I saw WrestleMania 21 for sale for the Xbox, only available on Xbox. And yo, I was excited, I was amped. I'm like, yo, finally, a game that I can show my friend and maybe he can buy it. Maybe we can finally have a proper wrestling game on the Xbox. So the next day I tell him the news and I basically convinced him to beg his parents to get the game. Now he had some strict parents who didn't really buy him too many video games, so I'm like, bro, trust me, it's gonna be special. It's WrestleMania 21. You gotta get this game. And the thing is, I don't even know shit about this game. This could have been a WrestleMania 21 themed chess game for all I know. But I just saw the logo, I saw it on sale, I'm like, bro, you have to get this game. So what does my friend do? He goes on to beg his parents like his life depended on it, and somehow, some way, his strict parents got him the game. And I remember like it was yesterday. We go to his house after school, we turned on the Xbox, we started the game, and we're like, wow, the menu was so cool, and the intro was life-changing. It looked like it was going to be the best wrestling game ever. The roster, the graphics, the entrances were beautiful. The excitement level was at 99, and this was going to be amazing. But then the match started, and what the was this game? This is honestly one of the most boring wrestling games I have ever played in my life. And I knew this when I was like 8 years old. In a matter of 10 minutes, there was just straight depression in our veins. This game is so slow, it takes forever to do anything, it's so clunky, so bad, so glitchy. We tried our best to have fun in this game. When you're a kid, you try your best to have fun in any game, but we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it, Mr. Krabs. It was impossible. I felt so bad. I basically made my friend buy this game. He only gets like 2 games a year. And sadly, in 2005, the one game he got was Wrestlemania 21. I went home and I played SVR, but he had to stay there and play this garbage of a game. The thing is, he never even knew this game existed. He probably would have never bought it or found out about it. But because of me, his parents spent $60 so we could play this. And it's just horrible. The saddest part is it looks so good and it could have been so fun, but no, this game is horrible. And that's if it even works. Sometimes the game will just stop working and just freeze on a loading screen like every other day. And all I gotta say is just poor Xbox kids. You guys got 3 wrestling games and 2 of them were just total garbage. Next up, WWE Survivor Series for the Game Boy. Now this isn't a bad game. This is honestly just an example of me not being the brightest of the bunch. If you've seen my SVR video on the PSP, you guys know the deal. When I was a kid, I owned a Game Boy and I thought for some reason the Game Boy was just as powerful as a GameCube or a PS2. I don't know why. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was because of the cover art of the games just catfishing me. Why did the games have the same cover on the both PS2 and the Game Boy if one game was like this and the other game was like this? My 5-year-old ass was getting bamboozled left and right by every game, but for some reason I still had hope. I'm like, oh, maybe Survivor Series might be like Here Comes the Pain. And then I got the game. And this was what it was. Now looking back, this isn't a bad game. For the Game Boy Advance, even getting a wrestling game like this, pretty impressive. But that doesn't change the fact that I was bamboozled, and every time I think of this game, I just get angry. Oh look, it's WWE 2K15 for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Wow, what a surprise. Now of course, this title is probably on everyone's list, but this one just grinds my gears on another level. The only reason I was even excited about getting a PS4 back in 2014 was this game. After I saw the trailer, I saw the graphics and how everything looked so amazing, after how fun and special 2K14 was, this game was supposed to be the one, the chosen one, the best wrestling game of all time. Instead, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got. Fam, this game had more missing features than actual features in the game. That's how bad this game was, and it sucks because it had so much potential. And yeah, there's still some fun you can have in this game. You know, actually no, you know what, I'm not saying that. No, I don't care. This is one of the most disappointing wrestling games of all time. The glitches, the lack of features, the downgrade from last year. Every time I see this game, I get PTSD, just flashbacks of war. I now know how Vietnam soldiers feel, and plus the soundtrack. Cena, I love you, but what was this soundtrack? Wwf Raw. I wish I never played this game. I wish I never knew it existed, but sadly I do. This game takes me back straight to my childhood, and that is just unfortunate. The only reason I know about this game and played it is because I am an idiot. I was a kid who was addicted to wrestling games, and apparently, even though I had the best games at home, it still wasn't enough for me. I wanted them on everything and anything. I wanted wrestling games on my PS2, my Game Boy, my PSP, my friend's Xbox, my toaster, and even on my computer. From 2002 until 2015, there were no WWE games on the PC, and it's all because of this game. So back in around like 2007, I was so addicted to wrestling games, I went on my PC one day, we had just got it, and after searching for hours for online WWE games and not finding anything, I typed in, for some reason, WWE game, computer download. And I went through like 50 pages. I downloaded so many different files, so many viruses. At one point my computer stopped turning on, but like a crackhead on the street corner, the hunt never stopped until somehow I ended up downloading WWF Raw for the PC. I was so happy, I was so amped, I was so excited. I was doing stuff that I didn't even know how to do, out here extracting files, watching YouTube tutorials on how to do WinRAR, installing exe files, getting some more viruses, but somehow, some way, I saw the little shortcut on my computer, I pressed enter, I clicked on it, and I started the game. I was so happy and so proud of myself. I got a wrestling game running on the computer. I called my friend's home phone. I'm like, yo, guys, I got Raw on PC. They're like, what is that? I'm like, I don't know, but I got a wrestling game on my PC, and I watched the intro. I saw everything. All you see is Rock, Austin, this and that. I start the game, I press enter, I choose my wrestler, the game starts, and yeah. I wish I downloaded another virus. This game sucks. If anyone has ever seen this game or just looked at it or even thought about downloading it, you probably already know. And if you have unfortunately played this game, I'm so sorry. I'm starting a WWF Raw support group for all the kids who were tortured and abused by this game. Don't worry guys, we'll get through this, but this game is just bad, and it is one of the worst wrestling games I have ever played in my life. The camera makes no sense, the camera makes my head hurt, the wrestlers look decent, well unless you're Triple H, but it's so slow and so bad. You're out here playing with the keyboard, I didn't know what I was doing, and no match types, no nothing. The wrestlers walk like they got something shoved up there, you know, it's just so bad. The game is ugly, it's disgusting, it should have never existed. The worst part is, I know for a fact that so many people played this game back in the day. Everyone had hope that it was going to be good, but everyone was bamboozled. I doubt there's anyone who actually had fun playing this game. Just look at this, look at these animations. Why would you make this game? You know what, my bad. Honestly, this game itself is a virus. Lastly, yeah, guys, there is one more. It gets worse. WCW Backstage Assault. Once again, there was no reason for a kid like me who would never watch WCW live to own this game, but I did, and I got it as a gift from my uncle who didn't know what WWE was or WCW or anything about wrestling. He was at the store, he knew it was my birthday soon, he saw a man in his underwear on the cover, he saw the PlayStation logo, and boom, happy birthday beloved nephew. The best part was though, I got this PS1 game as a birthday gift when I already had a PS2, but even then I was still kind of like, you know what, it could be good. I looked at the cover, I knew Goldberg, I saw the back, and I was like, whoa, a new wrestling game, I never heard of it, so there was some interest, and the back made it seem so extreme and so cool. No holds barred, do whatever, do anything, fight backstage, kill people, blah blah blah. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm down. So I start the game, and the first thing I realize is this wrestling game doesn't have a wrestling ring in the game. Who designed this? Was Patrick in the studio like, oh guys, why don't we just take a wrestling game and take the wrestling ring out? The game takes place only backstage, and this is what it looks like. What kind of Hulk Hogan is this? Why does Goldberg look like Stone Cold Steve Austin? The graphics, the gameplay, the glitches, just hey. You can see, alright, I don't have to explain to you guys. This was without a doubt one of the worst birthday gifts ever. And remember how it's like, oh, it's so extreme. Barely, you can't even do anything in this game. Can barely move, barely do any moves. The weapons are horrible. This game is honestly just one big meme, and I just feel bad. I just want to say GG to any kid who bought this at retail when it came out in 1999 or 2000, whenever it came out, for $70. This game was made by EA, and even though EA was, you know, solid back in the day, this was not it. This is, without a doubt, the worst wrestling game I have ever played in my life. Maybe this is the karma I deserved after making my friend buy Wrestlemania 21. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, those are my least favorite wrestling games of all time. Some are the worst, some are disappointing, but all are ones that at the end of the day just left me depressed, angry, and sad, no doubt. What a time it was to be alive, and now it's time for me to ask you the same question. What are your least favorite wrestling games ever? Let me know below. I am curious, see if you guys can mix them up, or if anything, if you have any experience playing the games that I talked about, let me know below. But yeah, let's leave out 2K20 because everyone already hates that game. But yeah, what's your least favorite wrestling game? Any company, any console, any era, let me know. I want to explore some more games. It's your boy Pav, aka WrestlinGifs. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here, but I will see you guys soon. Later, guys.